Welcome into week 12 of the End Zone, our game of the week, a 3A third round battle. Amory and Winona. The winner advances to a North half final. Later on, can Oxford survive and advance against Hernando? West Point in a rematch against Grenada looking to advance. Highlights and scores next on the End Zone.
WCBI Sports End Zone Show with John Sokoloff and Courtney Robb is brought to you by Wade Incorporated, Clark Beverage Group, Carl Hogan Toyota, Lost Pizza Company, and OCH Orthopedic Center.
Welcome into week 12 of WCBI End Zone. Courtney Robb, John Sokoloff, back ready to bring you another fantastic week of playoff high school football. John, first things first, of course, big thank you to our sponsors, OCH Orthopedic Center, Wade Incorporated, Lost Pizza, Clark Beverage Group, and Carl Hogan Toyota. Big thanks to all of you. John, our game of the week, Amory and Winona. Huge battle in 3A. This game decides which winner would advance to a North half final, and both of these teams with a very good chance of beating the other one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And, you know, obviously Winona, offensive powerhouse. We couldn't even just give one player of the week this week. We had to give them two. Obviously, Darian Townsend, who's been a big reason why they've averaged 45-plus points per game in their last three. And also, you know, McMath has been a monster for them, too. 144 yards and 2 touchdowns last week. And Amory, you always know Allen Glenn's going to have a team ready to play, 3-0 in games decided by 1 possession or less. Right.
This Amory team especially, because Glenn brought in such an experienced group of seniors this year, really didn't lose pretty much any talent from last year. So there was no reloading that had to be done, pretty much just reshooting and hoping to land somewhere this year. But Winona, definitely one of those sleeper teams. They lost Andarius Coffey as he graduated and advanced on to play D1 football. However, they're doing just fine without him and showing that one player really does not make one team. So both of these teams remarkably well-rounded and very capable of winning.
There's no doubt about it. Amory coming off a big-time comeback win last week at home, down 14-3, taking down Choctaw County. When, you know, on the other end, Winona, as you said, you know, a 38-14 loss to Madison Central early in the year, and they've been good ever since.
Well, hey, only one of them can survive and advance. Let's find out which one gets the job done.
WCBI's High School Football Game of the Week is brought to you by Carl Hogan Toyota in Columbus.
Gotta give a big shout out to our sponsors, Carl Hogan Toyota, for getting us to our Game of the Week in style. This pearly white beauty getting us to Winona for the Game of the Week. Go and get yourselves one at Carl Hogan Toyota. But, John, let's get to the game. How about that? Why don't we gotta give a shout out to the Hamburger Man. Feed it, everybody.
Those look good.
Winona hosting Amory. First quarter, Panthers ball. Hunter Jones hits Braxton Griffin in the flats. He does the rest, takes it into the end zone, touchdown, and Amory has a 7-0 early lead. Second quarter, 4th down, Panthers ball. Jones scrambles, chunks one up, falling out of bounds to who else but Griffin into the end zone. It's 14-7 Amory.
Top 5 play candidate for Monday.
100% Tigers with the ball. Townsend takes it in for the 1-yard score. It's a tie ball game at 14. And after an Amory safety, Tigers with the ball. Townsend again shaking defenders. Gets the touchdown, his 3rd of the half. Ladies and gentlemen, Tigers lead 23-14 at the break. Let's move into the 3rd quarter. That man says, let's go. Amory trailing, but not any longer. Jones with a dot to Jay Hampton. That's a touchdown. Panthers now up 28-23. 4th quarter, Tigers now up 3. Freshman quarterback Chase Richardson, the nice pass to Townsend for a 1st down. And a few plays later, Townsend running it in for another score. This man could not get enough, I tell you that. His 4th of the game, and it's 38-28 Winona. Now 38-35 Tigers, 4 minutes left. Townsend breaks free.
High school musical style.
Has eyes for 6. Look at him go. 69 yards later, he's in the house. It's 45-35 Winona, and that would be your final. Our Chris Bolton was there and has more from the game.
Courtney and John, This was our first time in Winona all season for a game of the week, and boy, did the Tigers decide to show out. 45-35 win over Amory in this matchup. Whew. First off, I have to give a shout out to this Amory team, especially the senior class. You know, those guys, they left it all out on the field, left everything on the field tonight, but ultimately just fell short, and it's the Tigers that get the win. Quarterback Chase Richardson for Winona, the freshman QB, didn't look phased or rattled at all. He had a very good game, 208 passing yards, had some key rushes as well, keeping the drives alive for the Tigers as they go ahead and get the win. And, of course, their running back, Darian Townsend, he showed out tonight, 155 rushing yards, not 1 touchdown, not 2 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns in this matchup, sealing the deal for Winona as they move on to the semifinals in Class 3A.
If you give it to him enough, he's going to break some. You know, he's sneaky fast. He's very strong, and he's tough to bring down. And you know, he's been like that way the entire year. And you know, we're glad to have him on our team.
They just opened the holes up, man. You know, I just tried to run as physical as I can. I just tried to hit the hole, and I saw it, and you know, that's why I just put out there on the field.
So Winona gets the privilege of taking on Noxubee County for North State in 3A next week. Tigers taking on Tigers. Of course, should be a great game. When you get this deep into the playoffs, the matchups only keep getting better and better, juicier and juicier. We'll see which Tiger team comes away with the win in that one. That's all I have here in Winona. Chris Bolton with WCBI Sports. Back to you guys in the studio.
Big thanks to Chris. Coming up next on the End Zone, Oxford trying to get past Hernando for a North half berth. And how about West Point? They want revenge against Grenada from earlier on in the season as they continue their drive for 5. Can Louisville beat Pontotoc for the 3rd straight year in the playoffs? Find out next in Itawamba in a 3rd round rematch against Corinth from last year. Highlights and scores next on the End Zone. More scores from the evening. Noxubee County on the road taking on North Panola. The Tigers survive in advance 39-14. Chris mentioned it earlier. We'll get to who they match up in just a second. And then TCPS on the road taking on Biggersville. The Eagles fall 32-17. A fantastic season for head coach John Holliday and company. Big congrats to all of you at TCPS. We'll see you back here next year. Let's get to some brackets really quickly. So Winona gets the dub over Amory, and that means, yes, we will have a Tiger-Tiger matchup next week moving into the bottom half of that bracket. They will be facing off against Noxubee County. Going into 2A, we'll see who East Union will play. So East Union gets the win. That means they will be facing off against Calhoun City. We love to see it. And then in 1A, Biggersville will be matching up against Nanawoya next week. So coming up next on the End Zone, we still have West Alabama action. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back to the End Zone. Let's get to some West Alabama action. Gordo against West Limestone. This game, a huge matchup from Thursday. First quarter, first drive for the Green Wave. Tanner Bailey finds Ben Capps. Gordo gets the first down. It's still scoreless. So first quarter, same drive. Bailey dropping back, finds wide receiver Hunter Oglin. The man hits the outside. And that moves Gordo deep into Wildcat territory. So after a called back touchdown, Bailey says, hey, it's fine. We'll just score another. Fakes out everyone on the keeper.
Literally everyone.
And runs it in for the 5-yard touchdown. Hey, it faked me out for a hot second, but don't worry, I got you getting that good score. Gordo takes a 7-0 lead late in the first. Wildcats on offense. Zay Mandry-Merritt comes out of nowhere to get the huge sack on 3rd down. West Limestone forced to punt. Green Wave takes over. Final play of the first. Bailey hits Oglin. The man has eyes for 6. Puts on the Jets, takes it 53 yards to the house. Scamping in, the extra point, no good. Gordo goes up 13-0, and hey, they pretty much never look back. Gordo gets the win 48-13.
How about Mars Hill taking on Aliceville?
Don't jump ahead, John. We got Pickens County and Hubbardville to take care of first quarter. Javian Bell drops back, hits KJ Byrne for the first down. That same drive, the Tornadoes finishing it off. Bell throws to Jacoris Barnes for the score. Tornadoes go up 6-0. And then second quarter, Hubbardville on offense. Quarterback Gage Key sacked by a whole pack of Tornadoes who are just absolutely tearing it up. So we move late in the second quarter, and Pickens is trailing 12-6. Bell goes right over the middle to Barnes. That's a first down for the Tornadoes. And then Pickens County finishes off the drive. Bird takes it in himself, makes it a tie ball game, and they say, let's go for 2 and get as many points as we possibly can. Bell gonna throw and find wide receiver Zach Boone. That's in. 2-point is good. Pickens goes up 14-12, and Pickens County would go on to get the win 40-24 against Hubbardsville. Now, John, we can get to Marshall and Aliceville.
Of course. First play from scrimmage. Ty Williams lofted one deep, and it's picked off by Lamarian Funches. So the Panthers would take over. Mars Hill had a heck of a running game.
Fun?
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself. First drive capped off by this Justice McDaniel rushing touchdown. 7-0 Panthers. So the next drive for the Yellow Jackets, trying to get something going. Griffin Hansen coming up here with the pick. Jeez, just brutal on the play, because then after that, Mars Hill will be able to take advantage as McDaniel would be able to get in again, and they won big. 55-14 over Aliceville, did Mars Hill.
Yeah, Mars Hill, always such a difficult team. Hey, when we come back, we're going to pick our wins of the night. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, it's time to pick our wins of the night. I am going with the Noxubee County Tigers for a massive win against North Panola. They advance on next week, and they're going for redemption. They're trying to redeem that state title from last year. Going to be a good run for Noxubee County. John, you're going with Louisville.
Third straight win over Pontotoc in the playoffs, and they're a tough team. 12-1 on the year.
Lots of good teams, though. Hey, we'll be right back here next week for the final End Zone. We'll see you then. Have a good night.
WCBI Sports Endzone Show with John Sokoloff and Courtney Robb is brought to you by Wade Incorporated, Clark Beverage Group, Carl Hogan Toyota, Lost Pizza Company, and OCH Orthopedic Center.